Hello, welcome in everyone. Thanks so much for joining me this morning. I'm really excited for this call because we are going to be showing you all of the newest, greatest, bestest features inside of munchstudio.com. Not only that, but if you are someone who's been slowed down by maybe the fear or the time or maybe lack of relevancy to be showing up on camera for yourself or for your business, this is going to be a great call for you to be on. Reason being, I'm going to be showing you new techniques, new tools, and strategies to help you in staying consistent online and have really polished, ready to go content without ever having to film or be on camera. That probably sounds pretty good, right? Okay, so I'm going to be sharing screen with you throughout this call too, so that way we can kind of be side by side throughout this journey. I'll be showing you different tools that you can use that are now inside of your Munch Studio account. Again, to keep you from having to be on camera, to save yourself time, but still have a really consistent, really polished, and trustworthy presence when it comes to your social media accounts. Now, my name is Allie, if you're just coming in and just joining us, and I'll be helping to guide you throughout this journey. Now, there's also a little Q&A box inside of this Zoom room. So if you have any questions that pop up throughout this session, go ahead, throw those in the Q&A. I'll be pausing throughout and coming back at the very end to answer any of your questions. I can even do any specific demos that you're looking for on this call too. So I'm excited to be here with you, and let's go ahead and dive on in. Now, like I said, kind of the best way to work through this process is by pulling up your screen and walking through it with me if you can. Now, if you're not on Munch Studio yet, if you don't have an account, you can start a free trial by going to munchstudio.com. All right, so let's go ahead and jump straight in. Hold on, it needs my password for me to share screen. So, all right. Hopefully we are in. If not, holler at me inside of the Q&A box. But the first thing that I wanted to point out for you is this new create content feature. Now, if you're jumping into Munch Studio for the first time or your first time in a while, this is where you're going to want to go to see everything that you can now create using Munch Studio. Now, how to get to this create content button is just by navigating over to the left-hand side. Of course, you can get to everything by kind of browsing through this menu, but I think that this create content button really helps in narrowing in exactly how you can generate content and repurpose content that you already have. We're going to be spending a lot of time in this first bucket right here, but I don't want to discount the fact that you can create miniature clips from a long form video. You can resize your video, you can add captions, you can even turn any of your blogs into or any of your blogs or articles into posts ready to share across your social media accounts. So there's a lot that you can do here, but for the sake of time and really narrowing in on how you can have a great digital presence without actually having to record yourself, we're going to be spending a lot of our time inside of the generated videos and on the posters and carousels feature. So let's go ahead and jump straight into the generated videos, where it's going to be asking us what type of video we want to be creating. Are we providing our audience with a list? By the way, you'll notice all of these kind of come from an educational standpoint where we're providing value to our audience. These are posts that perform really well. That's why Munch Studio consistently leans into this style. But do you want to provide them with a list, like top five or here's the best of? Do you want to provide a step-by-step guide, address a relatable problem, or share lessons that you've learned? Now, for this video and inside of this test account, I am a children's nutrition company, right? I produce gummy vitamins, vitamins that kids really actually enjoy. So let's go ahead and start with a list video. I think this is something that would be relevant for this brand. So I'm going to go ahead and select that and press next. Though trust me, you can't really go wrong with any of those options. I'd recommend jumping in and playing around, finding one that works for you. Now here we're setting the length of our video. I'll stick with 45 seconds, but you can also do 60 or 30 seconds coming soon. And then it's already defaulting creating topics for us to choose from. So you don't even have to think of the topics here. Vitamin K for kids, an often overlooked nutrient. Soccer mom's weeknight nutrition wins. School year nutrition, keeping kids healthy. Now, I love these, but if none of these really resonated, you can always click on generate new topics, and immediately it's going to be producing more, all relative to your niche and the problem that you solve. This one is the snack time vitamin hack parents are using. No sugar gummies. Here's why Haya chooses tablets instead. Um, nutrients needed for neurodivergent kids. I think that's a really awesome one too. And probiotics for digestive health, beyond antibiotics. Let's go ahead and just choose this last one here and press next. Now it's going to be asking how we want our voiceover and our style to be. Is that from first person, like you are your business, or is it coming from we or you? Which is what I'll select in this case, knowing that this vitamin company is kind of a bigger brand. Now we're choosing the tone of voice. I want this to be an insightful post, so I'll go ahead and choose that here. And now my favorite part, we get to choose the voice of our narrator. Now from here, we get to narrow this down a little bit further, whether it's a male, female, and choosing the language that we would like as well. Now we can click through any of these to listen to some of the voices. Let's do that together and then we'll choose one.
I'm Amanda. Let's get this conversation started, shall we?
Awesome. Now let's try Berlin.
Hi, I'm Berlin. I bring a warm, welcoming tone to every word.
And let's do a male's voice. We'll try Nate.
I'm Nate, clear, confident, and ready to go.
Awesome. So let's go ahead.
I'm Eve.
We'll choose Eve for this example. And then next. We're giving it a title, choosing the goal of our video. In this case, is going to be authority and trust. And then the destination platform. What's great about this being a video in the format that it is, it's great for TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, or LinkedIn. You can post across any of those platforms. Now, here's another part that I really love. If you are somebody who has ready to go content or content specifically made for this post, you can add in your media here. Then your videos, photos will be featured. Otherwise, and what I highly recommend is keeping this toggle on. That means that Munch Studio is going to do its best to scrape and pull relevant stock visuals that match the text that it's going to be saying. I love this feature, and for the sake of us not recording ourselves and having to go on camera, let's go ahead and leave that on and select Munch It. Now here it'll take just a few seconds. It'll take about 5 minutes to actually generate this video. In the meantime, I'll point out some other features for you, and then we'll loop back to take a look at this one. Actually, I have one pulled up on another screen. Let me go ahead, stop sharing here. And I'll share my other screen so that way you guys can see what a finished product looks like. Okay, great. So this is another account that I had pulled up, different from Kids Vitamins. And I'm just checking the chat real quick. Joel asked, will we get a recording of this webinar? Absolutely, Joel. Thanks for hanging with me. And if you have any more questions too, if you have to pop off or anything like that, feel free to throw them in the chat and I'll get those answered for you. All right, so this account here, different from Kids Vitamins, is a interior design company, right? So a completely different niche, but I want to show you, I walked through a similar process of creating this voiceover. Now, this one's available here and we'll watch it together. But the topic here was designing media rooms that balance entertainment and family time. Now, Joel and my other friends on this call, if I click on this and you can't hear the audio, yell at me inside of the chat and I'll make sure to fix that for you. But let's go ahead and dive in.
Most media rooms feel like basement afterthoughts. We'll show you 3 decisions that change everything. First, float your seating away from walls. Position screens at eye level 8 feet back. Second, choose warm neutrals with rich textures. Skip the stark black leather for refined, livable interiors. Third, layer your lighting. Combine ambient ceiling fixtures with task lighting and accent spots. You know it works when the space feels intentional, not like entertainment equipment. Media rooms can be sophisticated living spaces, not afterthoughts. At Lexi Westergaard Design, we treat every room as intentional design.
Pretty cool, right? I mean, this only took, I think, maybe it took us 30 seconds to kind of walk through, choose our template, choose our voice, etc. And then a video like this can come to life. This is ready for you to go, ready for you to post. And once you are ready, you can click on this little share button here, choose the platform, write in your description or your caption, and then schedule this to go live. This account isn't connected, so I'll show you on my other one. All right, sharing my screen will go back. Okay, and it looks like this one still has a little bit longer to load. So in the meantime, I want to point out some other really great features. So inside of Create Content, we're clicking this again. We want to generate new content. I really love this video script feature that's new. I'll introduce that to you at the very end because that actually does require you to be on camera. That's not what this call is about, but I want you to know that that feature's there for you. Just like it helped us to create templates for what this video post was going to be like, it can help us in creating scripts in that same way. So you don't have to start from a blank page wondering what it is that you should be sharing. Now, what I do want us to dive into is create posters and carousels. This is really our explore page, where automatically it's creating hundreds of pieces of content for us that are already designed and are ready to be posted. Now, from here, all we have to do is jump in and choose some of our favorites. We can scroll through. I love this one. And in fact, this is also a reel too. So when we click on it, you'll see that it's done in this video format since reels are so great for attracting a new audience. But it doesn't have the voiceover and those other components that we were just playing with. But this is another way to take video content and automatically made content and share it automatically. Okay, it looks like our content's been generated, but before that, I want to show you what it's like to share this. So when we choose a post that we would like to share, again, these are going to be videos, static images, and even carousels where people can flip through and read your content. This one is designed for Instagram being a reel. We'll choose the date and time that we want this to be scheduled out. We'll choose Friday, for example. But if you'd like a very specific time, you can toggle this off and select a custom time too. What I really like about this is that the description, this caption has already been written for us and it's value packed, right? This isn't just a short toss caption. This is actual value for your audience. Now, what we can do is we can choose to post now or at that scheduled time, which is what I'll select here. Then you'll see Friday at our selected time. It's automatically been populated for us in this pink color. When it's pink, that means that your post is ready to go out. It's scheduled to be live. Now, of course, make sure your Instagram account is actually connected or whatever account you're going to be posting across so we can make sure this actually goes out to your audience. Now we'll go ahead and just remove this so it doesn't accidentally pop up on the Launch Studio Instagram. So we'll delete that and you'll see the square goes back to white. Any of these white little spots are cues for you to be adding content into. In fact, I really love using this planner feature because we can jump in, let's say this LinkedIn post here that's just waiting for us to post, and it will show you every single LinkedIn post that it has already made for you. So let's say we want to go with this one right here. We can click on it and schedule it to go live at that time. There we go. You'll see that I have this little red icon here and you might too on your account. If you're seeing that, that means that your account is not yet connected, and I'd highly recommend jumping into your integrations tab. This is where you can connect the application to this program, to Munch Studio, to make sure that your post is taken across the finish line. So let me go ahead and delete this one again. And then let's go ahead and jump back into our project and see the results. So this is the one that we were working on together. Probiotics for digestive health beyond antibiotics. So let's go ahead and click on this one and watch it for our first time together.
Most kids' gut issues get the same answer: antibiotics. Here's why we chose specific probiotic strains that actually support your child's digestion long term. Lactobacillus helps kids actually absorb nutrients from their food, something many struggle with after antibiotic treatments. Bifidobacterium keeps things moving smoothly, reducing those uncomfortable tummy days that stress both kids and parents. Together, these strains create a foundation that works with your child's natural digestive system instead of against it. When it's working, you'll see fewer complaints about tummy trouble and more consistent daily comfort. This is why Hiya Health focuses on super nutrients designed specifically for kids. Real support means understanding what each strain does.
This is so cute. And I think what's really cool about flipping between this account and the other one is you can see how kids are consistently being used in the videos here because that's who our target, our demographic is, right? That's who the parents care about and who they want to see inside of the content. Now, opposite when we're talking about your interior design, where all you see is the interior design and you're seeing the lighting fixtures and the pillows and everything is really relevant to what's being said. So again, that can be created in just a few minutes time. So it's something I'd highly recommend you to jump into today. Now it says that new content's been generated for us. I'm going to go ahead and click on show. But here you'll see it's brought us back to our Explore page where it's saying that new content has just been refreshed for us. So you can see that this looks different from what we originally looked at a little bit ago. because this is constantly creating new content for us. Now, if there's something really specific you would like to see on this page, you can jump into create content and then choose turn your topics into posts. This is where you can actually write in what you would like to see. And then this explore page will be filled with content that's filtered through that vision of what you're looking for. Now you can also click on Inspire Me, and it's going to be providing you different prompts of what it would recommend for you to be looking, or what it would recommend to be producing for you. Then you'll click on Munch It, and this page will refresh after a couple of minutes. All right, now I promised that I would bring you back to this, to the, let's see, video script section. So I definitely want to make sure to hit on that really quick. If you are someone who wants to be on camera, this is going to be a great option for you. Or if you're just looking for new ideas that you want to write a blog about, or you want to find another way to produce content, you can jump into this area right here, and it's going to be giving you ideas followed by a script. So first you'll start by choosing your platform. Let's use TikTok because we haven't really played with that too much yet. Then it's going to ask you to choose a topic for the video. Now, again, you can click on generate new topics to have this do a refresh. But let's go ahead and click on this bottom one here, the sugar-free vitamin switch, what changed? We'll click next. It's going to be giving us an idea of how we can be filming this. And then we'll select Munch It. Great. This one only takes a couple of minutes to come up with your scripts, but I do want to show you that before we even did that, there were some scripts archived and available to us inside of our Munch account. Like this one, green breakfast hacks that actually work for your family. We can click on view script, and then from here, it's telling us exactly what to do, where you should be sitting or standing, the script of what you should be saying. And there's even a prompter mode, so you can look at just the text of what you should be saying to make it really easy to film. So again, this one starts with a hook. What if getting greens into breakfast wasn't about sneaking them in, but finding what your kids actually love? Some families swear by spinach pancakes, right? And it goes on and on. All right, here's another one that's been produced for us, right? What parents noticed after ditching sugary gummies. We'll view the script, go to the prompter mode, and here's our hook. When parents switch their kids off sugary gummies, something shifts. And I want to know what you noticed first. We hear it a lot. One mom told us, right? So you're hooking people in and you start this storytelling, again, without ever having to come up with this on your own. All right, let me go ahead and check the chat really quick to see if any questions have come through. If you have any, feel free to throw those in there and I'll jump into that next. Okay, the last thing that I wanted to point out for you is your brand settings. I think this is important in creating content that's really tailored to what you would like to see and the foundation of your business. Now, if you are new to Munch Studio and you haven't jumped in yet, here's how the process works. You'll go to munchstudio.com and start a free trial. With that, all you'll do is enter in the URL for your business. So in this case, it's hiyahealth.com. After that, automatically, it's going to be extracting different things from your website, like your logos, pictures from your website. It's going to be scraping your website for any blogs that you might have that you'd like to turn into posts. It's going to be pulling out your business description and the problem that you solve. Listen, Munch Studio is about saving you time, so all of that onboarding process only takes you about 5 minutes. But what I want to show you here is that while I truly believe in the results that it creates, if there's something really specific that's missing in that business description of the problem that you solve, you can jump in here and add that. These have already been altered on my end. I've added in a couple things that I felt like it was missing that would help it to create better content. I kept everything here except for this. This is what I added in to get the content you see today. Posts should be lively and colorful, showcasing kids eating nutritious foods. All posts should be kid-friendly. This is really, really important for this brand. It's colorful. It pops. It's always kids. It's always healthy foods that they're taking in, right? And so having this here helps in producing that content later on. Now you can jump in here and add as much as you would like. This is very small. You could add paragraph after paragraph. You want to treat this section as if they're your social media manager and you're providing them with feedback of what you would like to see more of. Same thing with the problem that your business solves. Now, I really love what it's already created for me, so I needed no updates there. But you can always jump in and adjust that. It's only going to help your content be stronger. It's going to help your content across that Explore page, as well as those automatically created videos, right? All of those addressed problems and help to create solutions for your audience. All right, let me go ahead and stop sharing once again. We'll see if there's any other questions that have popped into the chat for us. You guys are easy. Well, if you do have any questions after this call concludes, you can always reach out to the team at support@munchstudio.com. They'll be there to support you with any questions, especially personal questions that you might have for your account or how you can utilize these new tools. All right, everyone, if there's no further questions, we'll go ahead and close out for today, but I'm really excited to see what you can create next without ever having to be on camera again. All right, thanks everyone. Talk soon.